Alright, well, here we are again, like 2 years later or something, with more stuff I've built over those 2 years. Lake Hylia. Um, Obviously, that is the lakeside laboratory, as best as I can build it. Lake Hylia is not an exact replica, because it was I basically used a lot of TNT and blew all of this out. This was a very large excavation project. Uh, I also messed up the orientation a little bit as we are currently facing north, whereas in game, if you were facing the lake from this side, it would be facing south, but that was just error on my part. So, uh, yeah, let's go ahead and start with I also, after I excavated this, I filled in the lake. I thought I had built the fishing hole too, but apparently I didn't. So we don't have that, but do have no, nothing in here really, but you know, the bottom of this, and then obviously what I really wanted to do, the water temple, which is underneath this island. I'm sure you can see the shaping of very, very crappily shaped um, cover up for it, since I didn't dig deep enough. Um, they also had, where is it? Ah, there it is. Is that it? Yeah. It was a natural river, I think. Now there's the Forest Temple in the distance, somewhat. That was coming in here, so it does kind of line up with Gerudo Valley River coming in, but yeah. So, going down and in, we got the most hated temple in the game, the Water Temple. And yeah, there's no water in it because that would just have been a pain in the ass. So it's to the first floor. So just go ahead and show you the inside of the column. This whole room where you raise the water level up to the second floor. It's usually a gold sculpture up there, and the door to the second floor. You can also come under. This is one of the few places that is submerged. And this is the hidden room that I'm sure every one of us didn't know what to do in. This is where you get that key that everybody forgets, and then you got this that usually drops at enemies. That's the center column. Directly across from that, going to be... I don't even know the layout, and I built it. It is... Ah, this room right here with the dragon statue that you hookshot to I think this, yeah, just get another sculpture back here. There's normally a gate, and then you do the spin attack. Um, and go and show off some of these other rooms. This was not the easiest to build, but it was fun to build, especially with it being mostly underground, except for like the third floor, which ended up being above ground because I didn't dig deep enough. So, but anyways, going this way, I believe this room right here is where you see Ruto for the first time. So there's that room right here, and this is the room with the key. Nothing really special about it. I wanted to try and do more blue-ish brick, but they don't really have anything like that. I have this, which I wanted to use for the floor, and then I use granite for the, it's like a red type of lining design, blastable wall. And there's also columns. They're not at this big in-game, but they are in each corner, so I wanted to replicate that. So where you get, so I think the map or the compass, and you lower the water level down to 1, Coming out and over. I'll do that one last, actually. This is a block that normally floats all the way up, but I just have 3 platforms for all the doors. So going down, and then over, and then up. We got this room with the geyser that you're supposed to be able to use to get across. And then we have this room with the water that's supposed to be swirling around. Behold the dragon head. That I couldn't put a uh, dragon's head on the end of it because of, water. So, and then this is where you get another key. And then they have a little spot up there where you come back in from later in the dungeon. And then the last section is a section that goes kind of deep into the temple when you get the long shot and you're supposed to come up here and then long shot across. I don't have spikes, so no spikes. This would be the room with all of the rolling balls and the tektites. Usually, so we got the water that flows in from here and the water that flows from nothing. So I made it black, just like it looks in game. Excuse me. All the way through here is that one dumb block puzzle where you blast the walls and do all this. And you come up and I think, you do another geyser. I think it's 3 geysers. I forgot to do the geysers, I'm now realizing. But it leads out into the thing, which I had to line all of this up to make sure it came out where it's supposed to. And this right here, water comes from nothing, so it's just flowing. And then this leads over to where your boss key is, behind this door. In this room that looks like every other room. So yeah, that is the first floor of the water temple. Let me go to the second floor. Door you would come out of from in the column. There's nothing there because the boss floor is right above. This would be the room that has a geyser that I forgot to put. That leads you up to the 3rd floor where you raise the water up to the 3rd level. And then we'll go back through here. I left it kind of jagged and all over the place because it is kind of like a underground, like almost looks like it kind of sunk, maybe. I don't know. This is the spot where you do the eyeball and then long shot across and then you come through and you're supposed to push a block into here and then you get a key and you have the 3rd floor entrance to it. And then from there, we've also got, well, no, that's it. Never mind. Wait, is it? No, it's not. It's something back here, right? Yes, this is where you get the compass. Now I remember. Yep, because you got the thing and you hit the crystal over there and this water drop. Hi. Sorry if I don't sound very enthusiastic or interesting. This is, kind of just decided to do this out of the blue because I haven't done this in a while and I want to show off all the rest of the work I have. And I just got done working full week. It is Friday, so I'm tired. But I do still want to do this before I forget again. So going through here, which leads you to the Dark Nut in the Dark Link sites. This is the best I could do with the slopes going down. That's the waterfall that has the the platforms that just kind of lower. It just pretty much goes into nothing. Uh, but that's that. And then this is the room I hate the most, where you have to hit the crystal about 60 different times to long shot across, and then lower them again, and long shot across, and then get across this, and raise it again, and then get across, then lower it, then raise it, and it's just, there's supposed to be there's supposed to be a like here, I think. This is the Dark Link room after Dark Link has been completed. This is pretty much not that extraordinary of a room. Probably would have looked more interesting if I could have did the way it is before you fight Dark Link, but it's not much of an option. So that's where you get the long shot, and then you drop down, and then I have what is the best I could do with carving out. This ended up deeper because that was an actual cave down there. Um, oh yeah, so that's what it was. Yeah, so I don't have the exact winding shape of water, the little flowing water you follow with all the whirlpools. I just have it go straight to right here where you drop back down. Uh, if you've watched any of the previous videos, you'll realize that anything that requires me to excavate a lot just for the sake of excavating never really gets done. Unless I'm actively building something into it, which this isn't really building anything, it's just carving it out into a shape, which isn't really that fun. Um, and the last part would be the boss room, which would be right over here. This is a pain in the ass to do. It is still underground, but I had to raise the yeah. I got the pools of water. We've got 4 little platforms that nobody ever uses, I'm pretty sure, unless they accidentally end up in the water. And I have just solid gold for those sort of decorations or something that are on the wall. It's supposed to be spikes, but obviously, no spikes. So, yeah, that is the water temple, everybody's favorite dungeon. Um, this one didn't take me too long once I had it completely dug out, believe it or not. Um, Filling in the lake also didn't take as long as I thought it would. I just had to slowly make sure that the elevation continued up and that it didn't end up with a bunch of flowing water all over the place. So, but yes, that's Lake Hylia and the Water Temple. It's not really all that interesting in my opinion. I feel like I've done better, but it is something I've done. I do want to do all of the Ocarina of Time dungeons, which the only one I still haven't done is the Fire Temple for obvious reasons. I don't really feel like trying to find a mountain to carve into and do Death Mountain Crater. That's just, yeah. So next time I'm gonna show off Gerudo, no, not really Gerudo Desert, um, just the Spirit Temple really, and then I'll see you on that one, I guess.